Alright, so this will be a little bit different video. I've got a GoPro attached to my head and no way of seeing what the video is going to be until I watch it after I tape it. So I'm doing a tree that has actually 3 trunks that are going to be thick striped, so it'll be 4 rows of white, 4 rows of blue, etc. up each of the 3 trunks. Tree is a little different. It starts off as 1 trunk, splits to 2, then splits to 3. So I had to run all of my trunk light balls up so that they're ready. That way behind on the back side, I can wrap the strands so that they're not on top. So we're going to start with the first one on the single trunk, which by far is the easiest. And we're just going to wrap it around 4 times, try to keep the spacing somewhat even. This tree doesn't get seen from the back as much, so I'm going to focus more on the front of it. You can decide how many wraps you want to do based on your tree. For my bigger trees, I do 5, smaller trees 4, sometimes 3. I don't ever do less than 3 because you really can't see a pattern then. Once you get to this point, you got your 4. This is the tricky part. You actually have to wrap this around all of these and hope that they don't fall down on top of everything. And that's what's going to hold that row in place nice and tight so that it doesn't fall down over the winter. So the next part, I'm going to take the blue one that's going to start next and watch for where that tree is going to split. This has to go up here now, so I'm just going to find somewhere to stick it. Luckily this tree has lots of places to do that. And now I'm going to wrap 4 here, watching for where I want to start splitting it into those 2 trunks, which will be nice and challenging at this point. So now I'm at that split. So this light ball is going to go up this trunk with all of these strands. So because I decided last year on clearance to buy all these lovely 300 lights that get into these giant balls, it makes things a lot more difficult. In hindsight, I would have stuck with the 100s and the 150s. A lot easier to manage and a lot easier to wrap trees. So now on this one, this will be my 4th wrap with this ball. Stick it in there. So now I bring my white one, twist them around. Sometimes you twist it twice, make sure it sticks. Stick my blue one up here. And now my white one can continue this. So I'll do this whole trunk before I switch to that trunk. So we're going to pause this. I'll do some fast speed, get up until we split further. Alright, so trunk number 1 is wrapped all the way to the top and then split off into individual colors. At the very top, white on one branch, blue on the other. Since I had extras up there, I wanted to finish it up. So now we go on to branch number 2, which will be this middle branch. So we have blue going here, so I need to continue the pattern on the other side as well so they match. So I will start blue on the other side. Don't worry about these loose ones, we'll get those tightened up. There we go. And we just repeat the process, going around my 4 loops, kind of matching it with the other one. Realize nobody is ever going to sit here and measure your tree. The first year I did this, I sat here and measured it with my finger every time, and then I realized nobody but me is ever going to do that, and it's a waste of time. So now I just eyeball it and find that that is sufficient for the process. So now we've got the 4 loops. We can wrap the white around to get it tight. Stick him in up here somewhere loose, because we're gonna have to keep going around that on the back side. There we go. And then we just go between the branches for the first one. Now the second one, we're actually going to loop it around this limb, which will be kind of fun because this light bulb is going to be in my way. So we'll just secure it there, wrap it around. Even though this is a medium-sized tree, I think this process is actually harder for this tree than it is my large ones. All right, so we got to make sure we continue to go over this blue one as we go around, which I could use a third arm, to be honest. For those of you who have somebody that enjoys doing this process with you, these trees are a great one to have a buddy system, because as you can see, I could use more hands. And then we just loop it around that blue one again. And then we just continue this process all the way up the tree. Trunk 2 is done. We have it striped blue-white all the way to where it splits. And then from there we have blue, can't really see, white, blue. And then I had extra blue, so I came back down and did this branch. And then I grabbed a 50 count white one and tossed it out that branch. The light bulbs don't always look like they're on, it's just the video. I'm at the top of trunk 2, however it did not finish as far up as trunk 1 did. So because here it splits off into small ones, I'm going to start doing individual colors. I have a lot of blue left, a small amount of white, so the white's going to go up the middle, it'll end up top. The blue is going to go up and down this one, up and down this one, and then probably end up somewhere down here so that I can keep doing limbs. That's the problem when you buy the giant ones. They're great for big trees, medium trees not so much, but at this point, got to use what I have. When I wrap the blue, it's going to be wider. Wrap the white, it'll be the same width.